Hey guys, this is Rachel from Cypress Textiles, and today we're going to be making the Bluebell Motif from the 2024 VVCAL. This is one of the more complex motifs from the 2024 VVCAL, so I hope this video helps clarify anything in the pattern. There's step-by-step and written instructions as well as a chart on the website that will help with this as well. Let's just get started. We're going to start with the Bluebell motif. So I'm going to put a slip knot on my hook and then chain 3 and slip stitch in the third chain from the hook to make a ring. And then this motif starts out just like the plain motifs from the VVCAL start. So they start with 2DC clusters and chain spaces. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is make a beginning 2DC cluster into my center ring. So without chaining up, I'm going to go straight into my center ring with a single crochet, just like that. Chain 1 and then double crochet. And all those stitches are going to make my first 2DC of the round. Then I'm going to chain 2 and make 2DC cluster, that is. Then I'll chain 2 and make a regular 2DC cluster. Just yarn over, insert your hook, and pull up a loop. Draw the yarn through 2 loops on the hook, and then repeat that once more. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. Draw the yarn through all 3 loops, and that's your first complete 2DC cluster. So now I'm going to chain 2 2DC cluster until I have 6 2DC clusters, including the beginning one, and 6 chain 2 spaces. All right, and then I'll show you how. So here's how my round looks before I've joined it, and now I'm going to join in the beginning 2DC cluster with a slip stitch, and my first round is complete. So now I'm going to make a round with popcorns and chain spaces. I'm going to make a beginning popcorn in the next chain space, so just go in with a single crochet, no chaining up, chain 1, and then 3 double crochet in the same chain space. And release the loop from the hook, insert the hook front to back through the chain of the beginning double crochet there, the chain 1 that we made. Grab your loop, pull it through to the front to close your popcorn, and then chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I'm going to make a regular popcorn in the next chain space, so just 4 double crochet. 2, 3, 4. And release your loop from the hook, insert the hook front to back through the first double crochet, and grab your loop, pull it through to the front to close it, and then chain 5. And we're going to do that as our repeat, so just chain 5 popcorn in the next chain space until we've got all of our chain spaces with a popcorn in it, so 6 popcorns and 6 chain spaces. Okay, so here's how the round's gonna look before you join your final stitches here to close the round. So the way I like to join into a popcorn is to go into the chain that is directly after the popcorn with my slip stitch. Okay, and I find that makes it look more like all of the other popcorns. Okay, so in our next chain space for our round 3, we're gonna do a slip stitch, chain 2. We're gonna make these little petals in here. It's this round right here that we're gonna do. So slip stitch and chain 2, 2 double crochet, chain 2, and slip stitch. Okay, and that is one little petal there. So I'm going to squish my stitches over to the side because I'm going to make 2 more of those petals. Chain 2, 2 double crochet, chain 2, slip stitch. Okay, and we're going to do one more petal, so scooch the stitches down, chain 2, 2 double crochet, chain 2, slip stitch. All right, so now we've got 3 petals in the chain space, these little petals here, and then we're going to do the exact same thing all the way around. So I'm just going to go straight into making a slip stitch in the next chain space, chain 2, 2 double crochet, chain 2, slip stitch, and basically just make sure you're putting 3 petals in each chain space around, and I'll show you how. Okay, so here is the end of that ruffly petal round. So I've made my final slip stitch in my final chain space here, and I'm ready to slip stitch in the first slip stitch. And then I'm going to pull my loop to the back of the work. So I'm going to release the loop from the hook, insert my hook back to front through the same slip stitch, and just grab my loop and pull it through to the back. All right, so now my loop is at the back of the work, and I'm ready to work a chain space round behind all these petals. So I'm going to go ahead and chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then going in between these petals here where this popcorn is, I'm going to single crochet in the popcorn. Okay, so I just make my single crochet there, so it's in between these 2 petals. Then chain 5, okay, and same thing, skip all these petals and go where the popcorn is in between. If it helps you to work it in front of the petals and then push them through to the front, that's fine. So you're just going to single crochet in the popcorn, and now this chain space is in front of these petals, so I'm just going to push these petals through. If that's easier for you, that's fine, or you can just fold the petals forward while you chain 5. That's what I like to do. I like to fold these petals forward and then just find my popcorn and single crochet in the popcorn. All right, so now my chain space is behind. So just keep going around. I'm going to show you the back here. It's got my chain 5 spaces here, and that's what we're going to work into next when we're all finished with them. All right, so now I'm finished with my chain spaces and single crochets. I have 6 singles and 6 chain spaces. And since I started out with a chain space instead of a single crochet, the single crochet is the last thing I've done here, the 6th one. And now I'm going to make a slip stitch into my chain 5 space. All right, so now my round is complete. So for the next round, I'm going to do a single crochet in the chain 5 space, kind of holding my petals forward here, and then chain 3. Single crochet in the same chain space, just kind of make your single crochet scoot it over a little bit so that they are balanced out there, just like this. Chain 3, and then skip over to the next chain space. So we're going to go to the next chain space here, and we're going to do single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, all in the same chain space, kind of keeping it spread out a bit. You're looking for an equal distance between all of these single crochet. I mean, pretty equal. Once you put your next round, they're going to spread out automatically. But you can see here's my chain space right here, my next one that goes over these 2 chain spaces, and then my next chain space here. So you can kind of see what this round is going to end up looking like. And you're going to have 12 chain spaces and 12 single crochet when you're finished. Okay, here we go, into the next chain space. All right, so I'm going to show you where I'm at so far. So you can see my chain spaces here all around. These don't have the chain spaces yet because I'm not there yet. So I'm going to show you how it looks when it's all right. So my round is complete, and I've made a slip stitch in my first single crochet. So here's how we're looking from the back. It's going to look a little frilly, I guess, but we're going to keep going around, and these spaces will kind of spread out as we add stitches to them. All right, so for the next round, I'm going to work into this chain 3 space here with a slip stitch into the chain space and then a single crochet in the same chain space. And then in the next chain space, I'm going to make 3 treble crochet. So 3 trebles and then a picot. So chain 3 and a single crochet in the top of your previous treble, just like that. and then 3 trebles. All right, and then single crochet in the next chain space. All right, so that's going to be our repeat around: 3 trebles, picot, 3 trebles, all in the next chain space, and then single crochet in the next chain space. And after this round, we pretty much have chain space rounds and then our final single crochet round. So after this round, everything is going to get super simple. All right, here we are so far, and we're just putting kind of a little petal behind these tiny frilly petal rounds, like a leaf. All right, so my round is complete, and the goal of these little leaves is just to kind of curl up around your petal round right here. So you can see in these ones that it just kind of curls up around there, and it doesn't stick out too much. It just makes for a cute little leaf going around your petals. All right, so for the next round, we're gonna single crochet in the same single crochet stitch as the join, and then chain 3. And now we're going to skip 1 treble crochet and back post single crochet around the next one. So I'm going to go around like this to do a back post single crochet, chain 3. Now skip these middle 2 treble crochets right here and back post single crochet around the next treble, chain 3, and single crochet in the next single crochet stitch. Now that's your repeat. So chain 3, skip 1 treble, back post treble around the next one, back post single crochet, chain 3, back post treble, skipping 2 trebles in between. If I say back post treble one more time, back post single. Okay, so that is how we're looking so far here, and single crochet in the next single crochet. All right, so I'm going to keep going around, and this is what you're going to have here, these little chain spaces behind these leaves kind of. Okay, so that's what we're going to look at. And you're going to have 18 singles and 18 chain spaces when you're all finished with this round. So my round is finished, and I've slip stitched in my first single crochet. I'm going to look at it from the back here, and I've got my chain space round complete. So turning it back over, now we're just going to work a couple of chain space rounds in a row. So I'm going to slip stitch in the chain space and then make a single crochet in the same chain space, and then chain 3. And then into this next chain 3 space, which is right where this picot is at, if you want to keep track of where you are, I'm going to do single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. And that's going to be our corner. Chain 3, single crochet in the next chain space, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain space, chain 3, and then we're at our corner again. So single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, all in the same chain space. So that's where we are right now. You can see where the stitches are supposed to be, and you can see the repeat forming here where you have your corner and then your chain 3 single, chain 3 single, chain 3 corner. And I'm going to go like that all the way around my motif. I wanted to show you how the motif looks lying flat. So this is how it looks so far, and this is a very textured motif with this center floral piece and the leaves and everything. So if you want to kind of stretch it out a little bit, you can do that, and make sure your chains, you can even block it after you're done, and then basically open up the chain spaces, right? And that will give your flower more, spread it out and flatten it a little bit more. But all this texture is for a reason on this motif, because I like the way these leaves look when they're curled above the petals. All right, so we're gonna start our second to last round. This motif has 10 rounds, if you can believe it. So our next round is going to be with a slip stitch in the chain space and a single crochet. And we're just going to chain 3 and single crochet in all of the chain spaces around. Nothing special in the corners this time. Just chain 3, single crochet in the next chain space all the way around. And you're going to end up with 24 single crochet and 24 chain spaces. All right, and then our next round is just going to be our single crochet round to finish our motif. All right, so I'm just going into all of these things even in the corner, just single crochet, nothing special in the corners. And when you get back to the beginning, you're just going to slip stitch in the first single crochet. And I'm almost there. Okay, this is my last side. Ooh, almost. Okay, this is my last side. All right, so slip stitch into the first single crochet right here. And that is our second to last round. And then we're going to do a round of single crochet. All right, so this final round, just like a lot of these motifs, is gonna really bring out the hexagon. So into this chain 3 space, I'm gonna make 2 single crochet. And then this is our corner single crochet. You can see because it's above this picot, it's above this, this chain space here, and there's a single crochet right there at the corner. I'm gonna make 3 single crochet into that stitch. And then working across these chain spaces, I'm gonna do 2 single crochet, and then single in the single, 2 single crochet, single in the single crochet, 2 single crochet, single in the single crochet, and then 2 single crochet, and then I'm at my corner again. So I'm gonna do 3 single crochet in my corner single. All right, so that is how the side looks. It's like 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 3 in the corner. And all you're gonna do is just do that all the way around, and you're gonna end up with 84 single crochet stitches. So you can just count them up, and you can already tell that this side is kind of wrangling everything together and getting it snapped into a hexagon shape. And I'll show you once I have 2 sides how that looks. And then I'm just gonna show you how the whole motif looks again, just like I did at the beginning. All right, so here we go. It's really coming into a hexagon shape. Everything else is curled up, but once you put these single crochets, it gives it the shape. And you can always flatten it, you can always block it, however you like. But this is how it ends up looking when it's finished. All right, so I like these colors together in Neapolitan ice cream. And I will see you guys on the next motif. This has been the Bluebell, funnily enough. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.